pleasure to welcome you to our Fall Symposium, Geography 2050. Thank you for joining us as we look ahead to the global future of urbanization and geography. I once gave a lecture about AGS called Surviving Past Glory. It's not as easy as you may think. The more glorious an organization's past, the more susceptible it is to the gotcha question, what have you done lately? No learned society in America can claim a more storied past than AGS, and I'd love to regale you with our legacy of exploration, scientific advancement, and public service. In this spot last year, I touted our instrumental roles in siting the Transcontinental Railway, Transatlantic Telegraph Cable, and Panama Canal. Our vital part in World War I, when Woodrow Wilson commissioned AGS to lead the analysis of foreign intelligence, draft his 14 points, and support him at the Paris Peace Conference. Our mapping of all Latin America from 1925 to 1945 at the finest scale available until well after World War II. And our early contributions to the foundations of geographic information systems. But danger lurks, I know, on that historical path. To some, the legacy itself is justification enough for loyal, generous support. To others, however, past glory automatically mistranslates as present failure. So today I ask the question myself, what has AGS done lately? With tremendous pride, I say a lot. I'll skip the long list of ongoing wonderful things that AGS has never stopped doing and go straight to 5 of our latest initiatives. Landmines. We promulgated the current world standard for cartographic representation of landmines, minefields, and mine actions. Consider the horrendous penalty for misreading landmine symbols, and you will quickly grasp the importance of what we did. Maps also serve as powerful tools for managing each step in the clearance process. Thus, the new standard is employed by operational demining programs throughout the world and adopted as well by major mapping agencies, GIS vendors, and NGOs. ESRI enthusiastically supported our promulgation efforts, and just last month announced that they and the Geneva International Center for Humanitarian Demining have formed a GIS partnership to aid removal of landmines. Bowman Expeditions. Since 2005, AGS has dedicated itself to addressing one of America's most costly and vexing problems, geographic ignorance about foreign peoples and places. An informed public is essential to democracy. Yet when it comes to foreign policy, we do not have one. Presidents, candidates, voters, analysts, and journalists often stumble when decision-making calls for ordinary facts routinely taught in introductory geography courses. In 2003, while my son, an Army doctor, served in Iraq, I asked myself what AGS might do to help avoid such wars in the future. I calculated that we could send a team of geographers consisting of a professor and 2 or 3 graduate students for a full semester each year to every country in the world for a fraction of the cost of any other means of truly understanding foreign places. We named them Bowman Expeditions after Isaiah Bowman, who was AGS director from 1915 to 1935, served as the president's geographer for both Wilson and Roosevelt, and was one of the top 6 architects of the United Nations. So far, we've sent teams to Mexico, the Antilles, Colombia, Jordan, Kazakhstan, and Central America. One indication of their significance is that Bowman Expeditions will be covered soon in a feature article in the Chronicle of Higher Education. Our work focuses heavily on indigenous lands, most of them rural and communal. The polar opposite of the urbanization that is being discussed here today and tomorrow. In Guatemala, however, we're now helping indigenous residents of the old capital city, Antigua, map their own lands through participatory research mapping. This melding of regional geography, participatory methods, and Popular Geographics provides new means of understanding cities, towns, villages, and rural lands everywhere. I urge you to go to the AGS website, click on Bowman Expeditions, and watch our 13-minute video of work recently completed in a new indigenous territorial jurisdiction in Honduras named Cata Inasta. What you will see is not just a mapping project, but an entire community mobilized to map itself. The result is a digital cadastral map of unprecedented precision and detail based on communal use rights rather than parcel ownership. In 2012, funded by the National Science Foundation, we conducted a nationwide survey on public attitudes toward geography and knowledge of geography as a discipline. We found overwhelming support for geography. Respondents want more geography taught at every level of education, and they want it taught by instructors with academic degrees in geography. A sizable number even said geography is as important as, or more important than, reading, writing, and mathematics. The implications for U.S. education policy are tremendous. Aqua Terra. As John Karnarski said this morning, exploration has been a primary mission of the Society since 1851. In 2002, the AGS Council declared its dedication to exploring the least known zone on Earth. I'm speaking of the land that was alternately exposed and inundated during the ice ages, when glaciers locked up huge quantities of the Earth's water. From the dawn of modern humans to the present, like a vast millennial tide, sea level fluctuated in multiple cycles from a few meters above current level to 125 meters below. This bathymetric zone is a global feature equal in size to the continent of North America, yet all coastal, all flat, and mostly tropical. It would have been the best place to live during the ice ages. The whole thing has never been named, though parts of it have: Beringia, Doggerland, Sunda, Sahul. In AGS's flagship academic journal, the Geographical Review, I suggested naming the feature Aqua Terra and designating it as a major focus of scientific research. Recently, Jesse Ossibel, who will be recognized here tomorrow as an honorary AGS Fellow, sent the idea to the chairman of the U.S. Ocean Exploration Advisory Board, and the chairman forwarded it to every member of the board. I was invited to speak at their National Ocean Exploration Forum, but unfortunately their meeting is today and tomorrow, coincident with ours. Nevertheless, I'm optimistic that Aqua Terra will be considered seriously in regard to U.S. science policy. Popular Geographics. We are presently witnessing a societal movement of massive proportions. Private individuals are using geographic technology and mapping geographic features of interest to themselves, volunteering to map useful information in all sorts of crises, and building software for free and open use by vast segments of the public. Today's popular geographics movement is reminiscent of the 18th and 19th centuries, when gentlemen scholars abounded and ladies of means hosted salons for debating the latest mysteries and discoveries of science, often including geography and Earth exploration. Now everyone can have a little or a lot of the globe to study and enjoy at leisure, earn a living, or help others. The American Geographical Society, known for advocating geography in government, industry, and academia, has adopted popular geographics as a major cause. Now executives of organizations engaged in this burgeoning new industry comprise nearly half of our governing council. In summary, yes, we are the oldest professional association, geography association in the United States, and the fifth oldest in the world. And we're surviving our past glories. What AGS has done from its beginning to this very day is relevant, useful, and sometimes groundbreaking. We influence science on a high integrative plane that transcends individual disciplines. We help society in ways that others cannot. We remain the staunchest U.S. advocate for geography in government, business, and academia. Indeed, what we have done for 164 years justifies the continued existence of an academic discipline called geography firmly ensconced in every elementary school, high school, and university in the land. It further justifies hiring lines for geographers and even executive officers called geographer, as Lee Schwartz is called today. In light of current world events, including threats to this very city on this very day, I would be remiss if I did not loudly proclaim that geography has much to contribute. AGS and all of you can and must play vital roles in the defense of Western, Eastern, and Middle Eastern ways of life. Yes, Middle Eastern culture and economy are threatened as much as we are by ruthless outlaws in their territory. Witness the flood of migrants whenever borders fall. Today's conflict looks much like World War I, which was indeed a cultural war. Back then, Woodrow Wilson turned to our discipline for help. It's time to do so again. Some geographers already have been called to prepare the field of battle. Even more should be called to prepare the field of peace. That is why your presence is so important here today. We sincerely thank our partners in today's symposium, the Earth Institute at Columbia University, the Open Geospatial Consortium, the United States Spatial Intelligence Foundation. We deeply appreciate our sponsors, ESRI, Human Geo, MapStory, the Rockefeller Foundation, and Spatial Networks, and especially our premium sponsor, Boundless, and our special supporters who gave $5,000 each to underwrite the breaks, OG Systems, Pixia, Planet Labs, Radiant Blue. And finally, I thank the two people who have been most instrumental in conceiving and organizing this symposium, AGS Executive Director John Krnarski and AGS Counselor Chris Tucker. Again, welcome all of you to Geography 2050.